Well, Austin Energy crews are working around the clock to restore power. This is video from East Austin earlier this afternoon where we saw linemen cutting tree limbs and helping clear debris. A homeowner tells us the storm brought down a 50-year-old pecan tree in his yard.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm sorry to see this tree go. It gave a lot of shade, pecans, and all these years, in just an instant, it's gone. So I guess we're lucky to still be alive.
Indeed. We are now joined by Austin Energy spokesperson Matt Mitchell to give us an update on how the repairs are going. Matt, thank you for your time.
It's good to be with you.
You know, we know that Austin Energy crews have been out since last night working. You know, how many customers are without power? How many crews do you have out? What's the latest situation?
Well, all of our crews are deployed and are set to be joined by more than 250 mutual aid crew members that are joining us even now and are being educated as to the nuances of the Austin Energy infrastructure and getting deployed out into the field. So we anticipate that will be a great help to our crews, many of which have been working, as you mentioned, around the clock in some really difficult circumstances. I thought Brianna did a really good job of kind of summarizing what our crews are seeing out there. A lot of downed trees, not just limbs, but entire trees that are impacting our power lines. And when that happens, we have to make sure that circuit is de-energized, that tree is safely removed, and then safely re-energize that main line. And when we do, we could find faults even further down that circuit. So it is a slow-going, arduous process. But even since the height of our outages, we've restored over 54,000 customers, and so that's a tribute to our line workers and their support crews.
Yeah, I would imagine it takes hours to do that process of removing the tree, getting things back up and running. You mentioned, though, that some linemen are coming from other agencies. Where are they coming from?
Encore, Centerpoint, a lot of the mutual aid agencies that have come to our aid and vice versa when we've seen natural disasters in Houston and elsewhere are coming to our aid as we have those mutual aid contracts in place and we're ready to have those executed and then those crews deployed to help us. So we're very grateful to have those crew members with us, and we anticipate them being a great help to our crews who, as I mentioned, have been working around the clock to try to safely restore power to as many customers as possible.
Any idea on how long the restoration may take for those, 18,000 customers who are still without power?
We've seen some major progress today, but we still don't have a system-wide estimated time of restoration. And part of that is because we're still doing damage assessments across our entire service territory. We've got over 430 square miles of service territory, and this microburst plowed through Austin, greater Austin, from north to east to south to west. So we're looking at everything to try to assess when we can get everyone fully restored. That being said, we won't rest and we won't stop until we have that done.
Yeah. The big issue that we're seeing for neighborhoods and homeowners, all those trees, the broken power poles, you saw people trying to remove them from the roofs themselves. You talked about that's the biggest issue for you guys. What advice do you have for Austinites who are trying to clean up some of this damage this afternoon, trying to do what they can?
Well, we certainly understand that this is going to be an ongoing multi-day process for a lot of our neighbors and community members. But we want to make sure that as this process unfolds, we're staying as safe as possible. And that means not approaching a downed power line. We're anticipating the potential for some more severe weather this evening. So if you're in a situation where you see a downed power line, do not approach it. Do not attempt to touch it or move it, go anywhere near it because the ground around it could be electrified. Want to make sure that you call us at Austin Energy at 512-322-9100. And if you see that line sparking, call 911 immediately. That's our greatest fear, is that somehow these lines will make contact with the ground and unfortunately harm one of our community members. So please be smart, leave it to the experts, and do not approach a downed power line.
You said something really important there, Matt, that I really want to hone in on, especially as we get ready for more storms potentially tonight. If it is nighttime and people want to go out because they want to see damage, they want to see if something has happened to their homes, if they lose power again, that's not necessarily the best idea, right?
Absolutely not. I mean, darkness was one of the real issues that we had last night, hampering our crews because it was hard to assess all the damage in cover of darkness. Certainly by daylight, we could get a better idea and start to understand the scope of the devastation that we were seeing. And of course, that goes for a lot of our community as well. It was quite a moment this morning to step outside. But if it happens in the middle of the night, you lose power, you're worried about what's going on outside, please be extra careful. Make sure that you're aware of your surroundings and not going anywhere near where power lines might be down, because you might not be able to see it and therefore increasing that danger. So again, please be safe. Pay special attention to the weather forecast and any of those emergency alerts, and make sure that we get through this last round of what may be severe weather this evening.
All right. Matt Mitchell with Austin Energy, we thank you so much for your time this afternoon.
Thank you for having me.